So what are we doing here bright and early?
I was hoping to have some alone time, but Will got here nice and early. I am going over, this isn't really a floor plan, I guess it is, but super not official. What plans are complete without a nice coffee ring on them? Just got a call from Brian over at Hot Shots Pressure Washing, and he had a deck staining job in Blacksburg that got canceled because of some rain. He was supposed to come Friday and pressure wash and clean the floor in the new space, and it's Tuesday, and he goes, well, we're looking for something to do. Can we come today? And I'm like, hell yeah. So he's gonna come at like 11:30 or 12 today and start working, hopefully over here away from where Chris the electrician is working. Try to coordinate these things. Chris is getting started though in like a half hour. So Chris will get a head start on some of this work over here before they start spraying water in there. And they can start working on this opposite side. So I've tried to pressure wash a little bit over the weekend, and it just like moves the dirt from here to over there. Like it didn't really help. So these guys, Hot Shots, they do concrete pressure wash cleaning, like industrial floor cleaning. I think they even have like, if the floor drains are clogged and the dirt can't go anywhere, they have like industrial vacuums that can like suck it all up. I just want a nice, clean, fresh start, blank canvas before we start moving stuff over there. Like I don't want to bring new equipment and set it on a dirty old floor when we have the opportunity to just clean it. Like the floor's kind of haggard. Like it's not gonna be nice like this, like polished concrete, but not to mention it's not exactly flat, but I just want it to be as clean as possible before we start moving stuff over there. And his price was not bad for the entire building. It's the perfect time to do it because there's nothing in there. And yeah, he's getting to it 3 days before I was expecting him to now. So nice, fresh start. That's the point of the pressure washing. And the electrical is just that like the building doesn't have the infrastructure that we need it to run all of our machines. There's not enough outlets, there's not enough power distribution. There's no three-phase power throughout any of the building yet. There's three-phase at the panel, but there's no three-phase distributed anywhere. And so we need three-phase for the plasma cutter, for the bridge ports, for the lathe, probably a few other things. It'd be nice to have three-phase for an eventual pressure washer compressor upgrade. And then there's just a bunch of single-phase 220 that needs to be spread around everywhere. So over here in the fab area, you know, we need a lot of 110, a lot of 220. I'm actually meeting with an old coworker of mine today who's selling a bunch of like fluorescent light fixtures on Marketplace. So I'm gonna buy those, rip the ballast out and convert them all to LED, and then kind of double the amount of lights in the shop too. So eventually I will get a man lift in here, whether I gotta rent one or buy a crappy one that I'll resell or borrow one. Get a man lift in here so Chris can help double the amount of lights in the ceiling, because we're gonna be doing filming, and it's just nice. One thing I've really liked about this shop is how bright it is out there when all the lights are on. So you can never have too much light in a shop. So really, there's a lot of electrical work to do. Chris is gonna be quite busy. We can't do electrical in the office yet because we're demoing everything first. So let's not get ahead of ourselves. We're gonna knock out this wall, we're gonna knock out this wall, and there's another wall here that's actually not pictured. But we're gonna open this up. So we've got 160 square feet, 97 square feet, and 115 square feet in 3 pieces. One of those is the toilet area. But this like 270 square feet could be much better utilized. So we break that wall out, rip the drop ceiling out, rip the wall off. Troy is actually supposed to be getting to that, I think tonight. I'm waiting on a call from him. I'm gonna check in with him this morning, but he's gonna come in and start demoing all that. So once that's ripped back to the brick wall and the brick ceiling, the concrete ceiling, then we can start thinking about an electrical plan for the office and HVAC and all that. It's gonna happen in phases. There's no way I'm gonna be able to get all this right the first time, but yeah, I mean, I'm looking at a full-scale building renovation at this point. I mean, I'm not touching the walls or the ceiling, but I mean, we're framing in some areas, we're spreading power throughout the entire place, we're cleaning, we're renovating, We're refurnishing, we're putting windows back in the offices that were boarded up previously. You know, all the doors suck. It would be nice to get some nicer doors in there. Frame in a shop office over here. Evaluate the condition of the toilets. The bathroom's a total disaster. That's all. One step at a time. So I'm gonna do that now. So 223 phase is not super common. 220 single phase is pretty common. And I don't need 3-phase, but I have several machines. Well, yeah, I do. My Bridgeport needs 3-phase. The lathe needs 3-phase. The plasma cutter is more efficient on 3-phase. Basically 3 wires versus 2. More amperage. Probably 3-phase. 1, 2, 3 big wires and a common. That's what we need. That's a 3-phase breaker there. I think this will do just fine. Okay, well, Chris just texted me and said this will work great. So we got our panel. 3-phase, 200 amp distribution panel. Support your local salvage company, folks, because who God knows what this would have cost brand new. No thanks. Gotta have a table. In an old building like this, you don't run the electrical through the walls, you just mount it all on the surface. So it'll all be exposed conduit. Basically, at every location, he's gonna go up to the ceiling, he's gonna run over to the wall where it is, and then come straight down. So there'll be a spider of conduit along the ceiling of this building by the time we're all done. Wyatt's space is over there, so there'll be a smattering of 220s and 110s run all the way over there. Our fab area is over here, which is what I'm starting at. And really my school of thought is just alternating 110 and 220 outlets so we have enough power for all of our welders and whatnot. It's nice that there's 110 on each of these columns right here too, so that's real helpful. I really just want to have a few ceiling 110s as well, like cord reels. So when he comes over and drops down for some of these, he can stop and put a distribution box somewhere in the center. Center of this bay, center of this bay, 110 in the ceiling. And then 220s all around. We don't have near enough 220s in our space right now for all the places we end up putting our welders. So I want to be sure that no matter where we need to roll a welder, we have a 220 plug to plug that into. But it'll all be surface mounted conduit, just like you see now, just 4 times as much. That strange outlet that was outside. It looked like shore power for somebody's RV. Some nice cord there we can reproportion for something. So this will be from here over will be sublet space. These 3 bays will be available to be rented as shop space. So it's hard to know what sort of power to run in here. Other than things mounted to this wall, there's obviously no walls here yet. And I can't build walls until the floor is clean. So everything sort of hinges on that, everything getting power washed. And then I can call my buddy Alex to come in and frame some walls in.
So how do you frame this out when you have metal beams? Everything's metal and stone.
I mean, you just use some pretty intense, you either bolt your top plates in, you can shoot the bottom plate into the concrete with a ram gun. So when I say top plate and bottom plate, those are the top and bottom pieces of a framed wall. So normally you start with the floor, you take a pressure treated 2x6, and you run it where the bottom of the wall is gonna be, and you just blow it into the concrete. So in this case, that would probably be the first thing that's done. We don't know yet if the wall is gonna be in between these columns or in front of them. It makes sense to me that you frame inside like a picture frame. We'll just have to move, like there's an outlet down there on the column that needs to move. There's nothing on the wall over there, so we're good with that. I'm hoping these heaters still work, so I'd like to just frame around that and hope that Alton from All Season Air can get them working again. But it's July right now, so we don't need heaters at the moment. But yeah, I mean, you just find a way to attach your walls to the infrastructure here, whether that's drill and tap or adhesive or self-tappers, although this is 1/2 inch thick I-beams, so that's a pretty serious fastener. Probably just drill and through bolt. We've got thermostat for the heater. It'd be nice to move that around. Once the office gets ripped out, then it's time to get Alton over here to do some HVAC planning. See if that monstrosity works. I doubt it.
Okay, well, we're looking up at the ceiling. You want to tell me about whatever these vents and holes and...
Yeah, there's a building on the ceiling that nobody knows anything about. And I imagine these penetrations here go into it for some reason. There was a lot of conduit that went into it, a lot of power went up there, but it's completely sealed off, and it's in our lease. So we have like a 1,500 square foot building on the roof that is completely sealed. So that'll be some fun archaeology. Stay tuned for that.
When are we gonna check that out?
Well, as soon as I get a ladder long enough to go up there. If he has a ladder, do you want to go up there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Perfect.
All right, that's on that.
Thank you.
Yeah, when you get up,
I'll move it
before you come back down for the day, you know, slide that to the center of it. It'll come back down a lot better.
Cool. Thank you, sir.
Be careful, man.
We're on the roof of our new space, and it's one of my favorite places so far. A lot of mystery up here, though. Behind me is a building that no one knows anything about. Look at this, Chris. Completely sealed off.
Be careful, this sucker right here will get hot eventually.
Oh, I bet.
So remember that when you get ready to climb down.
Yeah. Melt your.
So usually throw a towel over top of it.
Yeah.
Chris, you ever do work on old buildings like these?
I'm afraid so.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen anything like this?
I work in Roanoke. That's all there are in Roanoke is old buildings.
You ever seen anything like this before? Like a building on top of a building?
Oh yeah.
It's completely sealed. Nobody knows what's in it.
What do you think they're...
Look at the top floor in Market Square building.
Right.
You know, used to go up there and have concerts all the time. They was bouncing up and down. The whole floor was bouncing up and down up there.
The roofers just sealed this thing off.
Yeah, I guess they don't want anybody messing with that in there.
Well, it's in our lease now. We get to open it back up and see what's in there. And look at this strange walkway. We're thinking a rooftop restaurant up here.
I mean, they had to lift something up there and then store it in there.
So that big building was an Ingersoll Rand brake testing facility. They made brakes for railroad, like train cars, and they'd have a big elevator in there that would drop, and that's how they'd test the brake pads.
Yeah.
And I think this was the control center for that, maybe.
Well, you can see the steel beams at the top where they lifted stuff up to that doorway up there.
And the steel beams that used to come out of the side of that building. There's so much conduit downstairs that used to run into here.
Yeah, I seen.
There's a lot of power in this little building.
I saw that.
So if you were to do something up here, do you have to deck it out? Like put a deck standing area, or do you think the membranes in the...
You don't want people walking on your membrane. You definitely have to put big pads down, big feet to distribute the load, and then make a raised platform of some sort. Man, that'd be cool. Platform like came up to here, came all the way to the wall. Look at this. How strange. The brick's been eaten away by something.
Whatever came out of those drains.
It's some kind of acid. Good God.
Why would it eat the bricks but not the mortar?
Different makeup.
Yeah.
Softer, the bricks are softer. Nowadays the mortar's softer than brick. But back then the mortar was the strong part.
Can you see anything?
No, just mystery. Well, stay tuned, because on a future episode we're gonna open this place up. It's a decent space. I mean, this is the biggest. Coming soon, the Diplomat, a speakeasy rooftop bar, located right here in Riverdale. Who the hell's gonna fund that?
So
That's just plywood, and then they put EPDM roof rubber on top of it. So, might be foam. Actually, that's the foam insulation board that's underneath this. This is what it looks like when you ask a roofer to plug a hole. They use roofing material. Look at that cool wrinkled enamel light.
So this is the door then, or was the door?
Yeah, this would have been, it looks like some bifold industrial door would have hung from these hinges. And God knows why there's this like walking platform right here. So strange.
Maybe this was the staircase.
Well, that's what we think. That's what we're gonna do, is we're gonna redeck this eventually, and then build stairs that go down. Don't trust any of this. We build a staircase that goes down the side of the building right here. So you can walk up, hit this, and then walk over to it. Use this for storage, or maybe my new office is up here. Be kind of cool. Rooftop office. We'll see how froggy we get. But anyway, that's that. Now you've seen it. I'm not ready to dive into it yet, but here very soon. We need a scissor lift in here to get to the ceiling. It's too tall, and you don't want to move a ladder around 5,000 times. So hang lights, hang conduit, mess with the heaters, HVAC, anything that's hanging on the ceiling we need a scissor lift to get to. So that's what we're getting it for. And since he's gonna be here this week, go ahead and get one over here for him to use. It doesn't look like I'm gonna be able to get one delivered this fast. I'm gonna have to go pick it up. How do I pick it up? I don't f***ing know.
What's the ideal way to move something like that?
Rollback, flatbed truck that I don't have.
Murder bathroom. Walker, when I was a kid, I had a friend who handed me a piece of paper one time. He was kind of a metal kid, and he had drawn a toilet on it and written the words in kind of like metallic font, "Sausage Nightmare." And that is what this is.
All right, so update on electrical. Chris has stripped the box and he's going to get all the necessary conduit to wire that up. Once that's wired up, he knows the general zones where I need a lot of electricity, so he's gonna start getting a game plan together for the big trunk lines of conduit that are gonna be run to Wyatt's corner and to our fab corner over here. And I'm working on a light plan, so once I have all the lights, be able to hang those. I've ordered a scissor lift from United Rentals. It should be here. I'll probably be getting a phone call soon from the local branch, which is not far from here on Orange Avenue. They'll be delivering a scissor lift today and then picking it up. It's Tuesday. They'll be picking it up next Monday. I got a week. If you order it for a week, it's cheaper than doing it by the day. So we'll have a scissor lift in here the rest of the week. Chris will be able to use it to hang conduit. And then when he's not here, I'll be able to use it to hang lights. That's something I can do myself that won't take that much work, and I can save myself some money by not making Chris do the whole thing. And then Brian just called me from Hot Shots Pressure Washing. They're gonna be here in any minute now, really, and start cleaning. So it's all falling into place. Our friend Troy, who's gonna help with the office demo, is gonna come probably either tonight or tomorrow afternoon. We start ripping out the office, and so I need to make a provision for a dumpster. I'm gonna get the number of Jacob, who runs this facility, see who he uses for dumpsters and waste, and then probably call them. Probably just call County Waste, because that's the sticker I see on that dumpster over there. That's the plan. That's where we're at so far. So when Brian gets here, God, I can't wait to get this floor cleaned.
Yeah, talk to me about the floor for a minute. Let's look at some of it.
Yeah, the floor in this place really tells a story. The floor in this place is pretty gross. It's also a strange shape. So it's sloped. It's like the middle is crowned and then the outer parts are crowned, assumedly for drainage. The floor drains don't seem to be working very well, but that's okay. That's another day's work. But like there's a story being told on this floor. I mean, there's a lot of different holes, and what did this used to be? Was it filled in afterwards? It's a strange square over there. I'm kind of tempted to sell the forklift I've got and get one with bigger tires, because driving that little Nissan through here is going to be quite a bumpy ride. This corner is in really good shape. You know, it's not flat, but that's why we have adjustable feet on all of our machines and all of our tables. We'll be able to level everything out. And the good news is this is really old concrete, so it's not moving anymore. So where we set our tables, they'll be set like that for a long time. Yeah, this whole area here is not so bad. You can kind of look down it. There's a real big depression right here where that water is stagnated. But that's okay. We're not working over there. That middle area will be kind of kept open for forklifts and cars and trailers and motorhomes. Who knows when this floor was cleaned? I attempted to clean it over the weekend, and all I did was move dirt around. Hopefully what Brian can offer is getting the dirt out as he pressure washes.
Hey, this is Brian. I work for Hot Shot Pressure Washing. We were established in 1996. We do commercial, industrial cleaning. We also do residential cleaning, but we kind of like to stick to commercial and industrial stuff because it's a little more nitty gritty and we like to get a little bit dirty. So Tay asked us if we'd clean the shop here that he's going to be moving into. So we're going to go in there and get all that dirt off the floor and make it look spick and span so that when he moves in, he's got a nice, clean, not smelly shop. Well, we'll take some degreaser, and we've got little down streamers. We'll stick a little tube down in there, spray degreaser all over the floor. We got 180-degree hot water machines, 6 gallons per minute. We'll take a big old surface cleaner, spin all the floors. Now, a surface cleaner has two little pressure washers that are faced in opposite directions, so when you squeeze the trigger, they spin real fast underneath the deck there. And then we'll take some water and push all that dirty water out these doors right here and into the parking lot where you know, people can drive all over it. So our pressure washers are Honda GX 630s. They're 21 horsepower, 21 and a half horsepower, so we can push more PSI and a higher volume of water, whereas if you've got like a small, those are 4-stroke motors, if you've got like a smaller motor, you can't push as much water. And when you're cleaning a lot of dirt and debris out like here, you want a lot of water flow. It's even more important than the pressure itself, is you want a lot of water flow so you can flush all that dirt on out the door so that it doesn't just sit in there and get right back on the floor. You're back to square one. So we've got high horsepower machines that can take care of jobs that need high horsepower.
And then what's the dirtiest thing you've ever cleaned?
Trash trucks. Yeah, the inside of trash trucks. They get all that trash juice gets all over your hoses and all over your clothes, and you go home and your wife says, "Don't touch me for a week." So yeah, trash trucks are pretty gross.
These professionals doing some professional thinking right there.
Who knows when the last time this building was like utilized the way it was supposed to be. Oh yeah. Those probably aren't gonna work. You can see all the dirt in there. So you're not gonna get any water through that. So we'll probably have to suck some of that out and push it out the door there. So it's gonna be a little different than I thought, but we can get it done. That's why we brought that stuff, right?
I was talking to Jacob, and he's recommended you for a dumpster rental. So we'll be gutting an office, so basically 2 or 3 walls worth of stuff and some drop ceilings and whatnot. So 14 by 7, basically. That should be plenty.
Got good water pressure. We like that.
I'm going dumb, I'm going stupid. Music and drugs is the same that I'm using. Whenever I want. I ain't playing fair. I stay here. That's my plan here. Plan here. So I love that bread. Look at my red. Go get hit. Know what I said? I'm going dumb, I'm going stupid. Music and drugs is the same that I'm using.
So update, pressure washer guys are on the last of the 3 bays. I think they're doing pretty good. Floor is never going to be like spick and span, but it's going to be a whole hell of a lot better than it was. And all that dirt's gone. That's the big thing. So they're killing it. The scissor lift will be here in 45 minutes. I've ordered a dumpster. That'll be here first thing tomorrow morning. And then so all this office debris will be able to go somewhere. Electrical, the new panel is in. Chris has got to get a few extra little bits and bobs, finish that up. He's going to go buy some material in the morning to start running conduit. And yeah, so actually conduit will be starting to be run tomorrow, which is going to be really nice. But yeah, that's where we're at. Oh, I have a hard time sitting still though, trying to figure out what to do next. So tiny.
It's a little guy. We could have gotten it in your truck. You think?
You wouldn't believe how heavy they are, despite how small it is. Sweet. Here we go. The Hot Shots crew right here, man.
Yeah.
Call them. Where can they go? What's the number?
Number.
There it is. 772.
Is it back there? Yeah. 772-8887. Hot Shot Pressure.
That's a great number.
Yeah, that's from 1996, that phone number.
Is it really?
Or you go to hotshotwash.com.
There you go. Y'all are really the only people that came up when I looked for like dumb guys that'll clean dirty warehouses.
You know what? I looked up Lift Art Studios. It says Tay tips amazingly.
Perfect.
All right.
I thought I took that down, but
It's still there. It's still. All right, we're gonna get out of here. Thanks a lot.
see ya.
man.
Yeah,
Yep.
appreciate it. See you guys. Yep.
Let's go ahead and shot. All right.
Beautiful. Yeah. Smooth operator. Yeah. Thank you. Y'all did a great job. There it all is right there. Look at this. All right. Well, there it is. That is a day of pressure washing that I didn't have to do. I left it to the professionals. Turns out when you just spend money, things get easier. Oh boy. Anyway, yeah, this turned out really good. I know it doesn't look like a huge improvement, but if you saw it before and if you saw like where they were actually washing and the line difference, It's a huge difference. So I'm hoping this is gonna be the fresh start we needed. So now I feel good about like bringing stuff over here and actually moving equipment and, you know, setting things down knowing that the floor is clean and I don't have to move that thing again to then clean the floor some more. You know, all the stuff in our shop that we're not using, we can start to bring over here in the corner, and plenty of space to just jockey things around. We don't have to get it right the first time. We can kind of set it in, play with it, just let it be. Plenty of space to move around it, and then when we figure out where we want it to live, we can move it then. So shout out Brian and the crew at Hot Shots Pressure Washing. They did an awesome job. If you're in the Roanoke, Salem, Blacksburg area, definitely hire them. They are amazing. They even helped clean our little vestibule area over here. We'll have to slap some nice thick coat of paint on this. Do something. Next is tackling all this terrible office space. Blow all these walls out. But anyway, that's that. Off to the next thing, which would be, let's see, it's 3:30. Next thing, dumpster's showing up here tomorrow at 8. Chris, the electrician's showing up tomorrow at 9. We got the lift here for him to use. He's gonna start running conduit from our new panel over here, up and over. We're gonna have 220, definitely in this corner, definitely in that corner back there, and probably some right here, and probably some on these columns. So he's gonna run some big conduit up to like a distribution box up there, and then a distribution box over there, so we can start branching, pulling power off where we need it. And we'll probably end up putting some 220 over here too, where the wall's gonna be and where the CNCs are gonna live. So CNC plasma will live over here. CNC mill will probably live right here. Just kind of CNC area right in here. So yeah, see you soon. We're headed to the neighborhood HVAC store, AKA Troy's Fantasy Factory. Wait till you guys meet the one and only Troy Harris.
I wrecked that motherfucker out here. I went to that goddamn fence by that great building. I had that come around stitched up. That motherfucker hit it through my fat ass and went through that fence. Look, I ain't trying the whole building down.